Congressman Craig Goldman from the great state of Texas. He was there in the chamber last night and joins us live this morning. Congressman, great to see you this morning. So many memorable moments last night. What stood out to you the most during the president's address?
Incredible moment, Charlotte. Thanks for having me on. I can tell you firsthand that chamber was electric. It was so exciting for all the members to be in there. What stood out? Certainly Team USA coming in. Scott Roscom, the Coast Guard jumper who went in and saved for the first time ever in his career, never saved anyone from water and saved over 100 lives, innocent lives, mainly campers, girls in Central Texas. And of course, the two Congressional Medal of Honor winners on basically both spectrums. One, a World War II veteran, 100 years old, to most recently, the hero who flew the mission, got shot a number of times in the legs in Venezuela, and having him there with his wife. It truly was a very patriotic, if you will, energetic chamber.
Yeah. No, absolutely. So, Congressman, in the address and really over the past several months, you've heard the president double down on his message that America is stronger, more respected than ever, and that we haven't seen anything yet. And as someone who was there in the building for that speech, how optimistic does it make you feel? Do you think it will carry on to the midterms?
Incredibly optimistic, and that was, I think, part of the theme of the speech last night is pride in America and returning pride in America. And frankly, 4 years under the Biden administration, there was no pride. This was a nation in chaos. And so this is what President Trump so far has returned. And let's be very clear. It's been just over 1 year. 1 year that President Trump, and 1 year, in some cases less than 1 year, that his cabinet secretaries have been in place. You can't snap a finger and do everything you possibly want to do in 1 year's time as a president or administration. But look what he's done. We have lower inflation than under the Biden administration, lower gas prices, lower egg prices, lower interest rates, lower mortgage rates. So he has just begun, and we've just begun in Congress. We passed one big, beautiful bill last summer. We finally passed the Trump budget. As soon as the Senate wakes up, the Senate Democrats wake up and pass the Homeland Security portion of the budget, we will finally have a Trump budget, no longer in the Biden budget. So it's going to take time for those policies to be implemented for this country to truly come back. But we are well on our way to prosperity again in this nation.
And Congressman, on the other side of the aisle, Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger gave the Democrats rebuttal and, of course, took a jab at the president. Take a listen to this.
He's enriching himself, his family, his friends. The scale of the corruption is unprecedented. There's the cover-up of the Epstein files, the crypto scams, cozying up to foreign princes for airplanes and billionaires for ballrooms, putting his name and face on buildings all over our nation's capital. This is not what our founders envisioned, not by a long shot.
I know you were in the chamber and you were paying attention to the State of the Union address, not necessarily what the governor had to say there, but what did you make of the Democrats' response here?
Well, I had not seen that response now, and I've got one word: jealousy. That's all it is jealousy. They can't point out to one accomplishment of the Biden administration in 4 years of Joe Biden being president. And again, I just reeled off just a few of the many accomplishments that President Trump and his administration has accomplished. It's quite interesting. I come from Texas, and gas prices all over the nation are lower than they were over a year and a half ago. It's not, and let's talk about the border security. Remember how porous the borders were under Joe Biden, and Joe Biden said he needed legislation to make the borders more secure. Nonsense. We needed a new president. He has totally, completely changed where we are in America, and there's complete pride. And like he said, he's just getting started. He's only 1 year in. We got 3 years to go, and Congress is just implementing and codifying many of his executive orders, so we're just beginning too.
Yeah, and where was all this talk about Epstein during the 4 years they controlled the White House and Congress? You didn't hear it at all, but now, yeah.
Yeah, great point. Texas Congressman Craig Goldman, great to be with you this morning. Thank you for taking the time.
Great to see y'all. Thanks very much for having me.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.